Good morning. Welcome to our breakfast show. This is Martin here, and this morning we will be covering, as usual, the Bursa market update as well as any of the stock trade idea that we talked about in our last couple of episodes. So we're going to be reviewing them, considering the market for the month of June and July, depending how you see the market is. So right now you could see the ongoing tariff that was imposed by Donald Trump on 1st of August is going forward, and many of those stocks will be impacted. So this morning our market did not continue from the big move that we've seen on last Friday. It's sort of muted in here, but let's take a look at the market as where we are this morning. So welcome again to our breakfast show, and this morning we'll be covering the Bursa. Also, we are one of the finalists for the Investment Tech of the Year. Okay, that's a very grand prestige award for our company being a finalist in here for the Investment Tech. And also we are participating in the top 30 international startup in Ho Chi Minh City. So wish us luck, and hopefully we are in the semi-final right now. Okay, and Pentagon Guider continued to guide our members and many of those of you use it for giving good returns, and this is definitely one of those campaign that we done to showcase to you that Mr. Yi made a 19.5% profit from the trade that we've seen so far, and this is something we're quite happy and we benefit. So get your trade idea from Pentagon Guider, whichever work. Okay, so we'll look at that, and also in terms of our trading board, you can check out the latest result in here, and also the win rate. We also take a look at our ranking of our trade. Now, how to use SmartRobie as part of our onboarding guide here. You could see you can use it for trade idea, where you look for stocks to buy and sell to check whether the bullishness or the bearishness of the market. Then you can go from there. The stock quote, as I said before, you can study both the FA, the fundamental, and the technical here, and not many stocks do go up as what we've seen so far. So that's what you want to do with our apps. Pretty simplified, so you trade smarter every time. Okay? All the analysis is done by us. This morning we are focusing on the Bursa market, so we'll take a look at the market shortly after this. And of course, our sharing in here, we have 6 options: the KLSE market, Robie FA list, trending stocks, Pentagon Guider, intraday, and hot sectors that you'll pick up very, very soon. So firstly, we also be looking into the Pentagon Guider, and these green boxes are the options that you see on the phone, which I will show you shortly from here onwards. Okay, Pentagon Guider, and we look at it, and also the KLCI this morning. Let's take a look at it. Okay, and here we go. So we click on the options. Let me just show you here. So you can see here, that's, yep, they have a little mouse here, the KLCI, and that's the one that you want to be clicking on. So the KLCI market this morning in here, and we could see, let's take a look. The market is down 0.5%, down 8 points. As I said before, it did not follow through from last Friday. Last Friday was up 20 points, right? So at almost 1% in here. Still in orange trend zone. Here are the big active Magna drop. Wow, that's 10% drop, 5%. Inari also dropped 5% because of the impulse of the trade. Top Glove 2%, Pharma another 2.9%. A lot of these. United Plantation is the one gaining. Okay, and there you have it. Then we have the Petronas, Gas, Pristine, H Plants. Those are the one. And Nestle is a green in here. Heineken. Okay, so these are the usual one. But what we want to be looking at is the Pentagon Guider. So let me just flick the chart and show you where we are. So we can see from here, last Friday we have this big move. The market did break down on the 31st of July, which is this bar here. Alright, you can see the red Pentagon is already out. So right now we can see from this, just at this, the market is range bound between the high of 1547 and 1500. So these are the range bound, and you can see the Pentagon Guider would not be responsive at all, right? So usually when the market starts to range bound Pentagon guider are not responsive at all. So you need to have some sort of in a trend that you will be able to pick up from here. So the 20 points that moved from last Friday, which is this bar here, okay, which is this bar, let me just get this out. Yeah, this bar here, okay, and that didn't seem to follow through, and the market today is up. But that's not too bad. It didn't break down, so that's good too. But take note, it's in red Pentagon, because that is going to be the determinant of our market should the market go higher. Now remember, we started collecting all the SmartRobie trade idea going back to I think 23rd of June onwards. So you can see the market 23rd of June will be this bar here, and the market seems to be range bound. Some of those trades may not work very favorably in here. Just keep note of that one too. All right. So that's the KLCI market this morning in here. So let's move on to our next. And now we'll be looking at the Pentagon guider, which is that option over there. It has 10 to 12 options. Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, Pentagon guider, and we also look at the last week episode. Okay, let's take a look at the first one, what we have for Pentagon guider here, and I'll bring it up so you can see from this list. Right at this here, you can see my mouse. That's the one, okay, on this direction here, okay, and click on that one. That will give you the Pentagon guider list. And here you can see we have a big list of them. I've chosen 3 trade ideas for you that is good for you to sort of discuss among your own thought process. So the Notion VTech, that's 60 cents. UMS at 75 cents, 78 cents, sorry. VS 80 cents, Great Tech 169, Axiata, Kajaya, KBJ, IJM, MPH, and CIMB. All right, there's about 10 of them in here. So I just want to look at how this Great Tech looks like, okay, from the chart standpoint. So hit stock chart, stock comment. Okay, we're going to get that. Flip the chart over using your phone here. So you can see again, Great Tech has been range bound going back to early May, right? Just between 180 to 160. Now this is all going to be impacted by Trump tariff in here, right? As long as the market seems to want this stock to go higher, but Trump tariff is preventing from the momentum going forward. So this morning the market is down minus 0.6% in here. So a lot of stocks are like this in here. But Great Tech, let me just share with you in here. It has a 55.6% win rate. Now, any win rate we will consider as 4.5% and above. I mean, it hit the peak price. Okay, the peak price, because we're going to be using that as a benchmark to see how well some of our stock trade idea has done. So we're going to be looking at that one too. After that, so that's one of those. So before we go on to the list, let's take a look at our last week trade idea. Now these are this week trade idea, IJM, KBJ, and Axis Ratio. So last week, let's take a look. Just going to bring up my spreadsheet here, and you go to a couple of weeks before. Let's go to 7th of July. Here we have Hector, VS, and M-Bank. Then we have the 21st, which was last week, Delium. Okay. BCAM, we have IJM. Okay, actually we have IJM earlier on, which I didn't put in here, and IJM came back in again. Okay, this week, being a great green Pentagon, we can put that. So this one I have Delium. I still need to put in Delium here, right? I'll put one more, put below, put above, because I want to rank them all together. Okay, this will be number 10, Delium. Then I got 14th of July. These are the US market, but we'll separate them. IJM and PCAM. Okay, and PCAM one more. So I will do those in here for that. So let's take a look at some of the previous one, SciComm. Okay, so let's take a look at SciComm. Let me just make it a bit smaller in here. That one did pretty well, I suppose, and just make it a bit smaller here. Oh no, I'm going to use SmartRobie. Okay, it's better to use SmartRobie for that purpose. Okay, then let's go back to SmartRobie in here. So we're going to bring up the SmartRobie chart here, and we'll type in SciComm. So you can see that I already typed SciComm up there, and I hit. Okay, so we'll look at the chart, stock chart, stock comment, hit that one. Now take a look on the left hand side. What you see on the chart is this week one, 4th of August. So we look at this one in here. So SciComm has a 40%, which is slightly okay lah. I would say that's great. So you can see the market, we picked them up on the 23rd, still moving up in here, very nice uptrend, okay, for SciComm. So that's very good. Later on, we're just going to look at those dates that we have, okay. And next we have in our list here, okay, so we can see Bursa. Now Bursa, you know that the market didn't go the way it is. It's actually just sort of sideways. I'm going to show you that, and also Carlsberg. Next, this is on the, what date is this? This is 23rd of June, so go to 27th July. Hector, VS and M-Bank, we're going to review that too. 21st of July, that's the one. 4th of August, that's this week month, okay? So I'm just going to go straight to the ranking and review all the trade idea. Right, so you can see from here, let me just blow this up again. Hector on the green pentagon was 90.5 cents, just went peak, so that is considered, if you see a red one, means unsuccessful. It did not hit the 4.5% benchmark that we have. It just moved sideways, okay. So just to show you Hector where it sort of moved, I'll just bring out the chart here. So I'll type Hector. Okay, stock chart, stock comment here, and it's at a 42.9%. Okay, so turn that one, and I'm going to show you the chart. So Hector on the 20, Hector was pick up by the Hector. Let me see from my chart here. Hector was 7th of July. Okay, so 7th of July, you can see from the chart, which is here. The market didn't go up, sort of range bound, did hit the high and then started to move sideways. If the market moves sideways, sometimes it's also good to just take it, and you know, we normally prescribe expiration that you don't want to hold the trade too long. If the market moves sideways like 20, 18 bars, then it's time to exit it. So Hector in that way just move 1.7 cm from here. Okay, let me just bring out the Excel. And I'll show you the Google. So next one we have VS, 5.5%. Let's take a look at VS, which is also on the 7th of July. Okay, VS. So VS, close that one. Just show you the chart here. Stock chart, stock comment. Okay, hit the chart, rotate it. Yep. So the 7th of July was this trade. You can see the market did hit up and then started to break down. When it break down in here, VS being a technology, it actually broke back through. But now, right now, back to the support here, then you have a big move. So that VS actually didn't make it did went up to 87 cents. Okay, 0.87. So there's a 5.5% move on this this location here. Okay, so it did hit a location, no doubt. Sometimes you cannot allow the trade to move back down. As soon as the market break back to the red pentagon, you need to exit in here. So we do consider that as a success because it made the impact of 5.5% return. Okay, let's take a look at it. Next, we have IJM is this week peak. SciComm, we have about 11%. Delium and PChem, I have not looked into it. If you look in terms of the market index during that time, 15.56 was when we first started recording this to right now 15.30. It only moved 1.1%. Okay, so depending on the trade, right, which you took. So far, we got 2 winners, and the others were sort of unsuccessful. M-Bank, we were assuming they will go higher, but once the Bank Negara cut the interest, so the market started to move sideways in here. So that's, but it's still a very small sample size. We need to have about 30 or 40 to really justify this. But we will continue to showcase this to you to show you the transparency of all our stock trade idea that we did. Some of these, and you have a better go. So let's take a look at this week IJM, KPJ, and REITs. Okay, so IJM still in a nice uptrend and is also benefiting from the you can see from here from the construction data, healthcare, and also REITs. Right, sentiments are pretty positive. Okay, FA rating is 1/8. So what you want to do, I've actually given you an Excel spreadsheet on this. Later on, there will be a QR code. So you can put the TA Pentagon flow that reads the bullishness of this market. The bullishness of this, how bullish is it? 94%. So IGM still very nice trend up here. Then we have the KPJ 85%, 90%. All right. If you can't decide on the first level, whether you can make the decision on the first level based on this, if you can't, then we go on to the second level where we will consider historical trade idea. Right? IGM has very good past win rates, about 83%, and you have 50% and 42%. But take note, the KLCI is in red pentagon. Right? Malaysia tariff has been fixed at 19%. That's our current market sentiment. Right? Buy call for IGM, you can just check it in the trading plan. Okay, so you can see from here, it's a 4 out of 5. So you can see I can actually rectify this. And entry price is at 302. Okay, so I'll just change this. 302. TP1 is 312. Okay, stop loss it as 280. Okay, and you hold it for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, so if you're bullish on this stock, you might want to consider doing this trade, but take note of the TP also. Let's take a look at the chart on the stock trade idea here. Hit the chart, come up with it, and you can see it's still just break out from last Friday, still going up in a nice trend. This morning is unchanged at 0% in here. Okay, so take note of that. And next we have, turn this off again. We have KBJ. Okay, let's take a look at KBJ. Stock chart, stock idea. Look at the chart wise. Now, one of the things I like about KBJ, let me just rotate the chart for you. You can see it's coming up from a very low base. Right? A very low base like here, that's where you can see accumulations. Okay, you got a test here, and you got another test. Okay, so that's the green pentagon in here. So this is actually a good support, giving it a very low risk return. Like IGM is different. IGM started to move up. It's in a strong uptrend. Depending on your so-called strategy, whether you want to trade one that is moving up or you want to trade that one has pulled back in here. Definitely this one has more degree of swing freedom, which means you have more room to move up to retest back the $3 if it what we call the reversal to the mean strategy. All right, then you can go back up, then that will be great. All right, this one is KPJ. Okay, last in our list is Axis REITs. Okay, Axis REITs. Let's look at the chart. Now, Axis REIT does pay a pretty good, decent dividend. For those of you who want to look at the dividend as well as a trade here. So you can see from here it pays 4.66%. Sector average is 5.44. Okay, so ROE is a bit low. It's just 6.7%. PE is a bit higher, and that's why it doesn't have any rating at all. Okay, and there were a couple of news in here. News is definitely positive. Right, let's look at the chart, stock chart, stock comment. Hit that, and you can see, let's rotate the chart here. You can see it's still in a nice uptrend. Let's switch it to a 6-month chart here. Right, very nice uptrend in here, and now it did went up, do a 2-bar reversal. and then straight back up. It looks like it's a continuation of trend. We'll come back and check this out in a couple of weeks from now in here for the axis rates here. Okay, so we've done those 3 trades and we'll come back to in here. Alright, so that is the options for our stock. So you can check out the charts, the comment, the fundamentals, the trading plans, right? So we've seen the main trade idea just now. I'll just show you again. So this is the, I'm just going to update the Dillium and PE. But IJM previously was picked up. I think that one moved very favorably. So I will also put in here, IJM was at that price when it first started to move up. And then I'll update this again. So next week when we do the, 2 more weeks from now when we do the Malaysia one, you can see those trade idea. Alright, Pentagon Guider. Powering SmartRobie in here, something that very benefit to all our members. And remember, Pentagon Guider signified the beginning of a stage 2 upshare. But again, it all depends on the main index in here. So use the options in our menu. Of course, you can also set up the stock watch list, which is very favorable in here. Green to buy and red to sell. Caution on that one. So set up those stocks that you always love and wanted to trade in the watch list, and when the green Pentagon comes, you will be notified of that one. Okay, so that's all we have for this morning. Thank you for coming and thank you for support, and make sure you get those alert from your stock watch list in here. And don't forget, if any questions, go over to our WhatsApp and we're happy to answer you. All right, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also great review in here. And of course, as usual, if you have any stocks that you want me to review, feel free to pencil on your comments. I'll be happy to do that. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday for our Wednesday night talk. That's all. Bye bye.